Hello to my learners of class 7. Today we are going to do another poem, The Rebel. Rebel, before we go through the poem, we need to understand who actually is the rebel. Rebel is a person who goes against the flow. Rebel is a person who fights against the situation and wins the situation. Rebel is a person who fights with the problem with courage, gets over it, and he wins it. So, with this understanding of the meaning, we are going to understand the poem. Do you know anyone who always disagrees with you or your friends, or likes to do the opposite of what everyone thinks they should do? Think of a word to describe such a person. Discuss with your partner some of the things such a person generally does. Now, read the poem. We have friends who have different characters, who have different behaviors. Rebel is also a kind of behavior or a character. So in your friend circle, you will also find a person who always goes against. If you say we are going to play this game, they will say no, no, no. Today I'll not play this game. We will play this game. If you will say let's go out and eat lunch, they will say no, no. I want to stay in the class and have lunch. So we all have such a friend. Let's go ahead with the poem. When everybody has short hair, the rebel lets his hair grow long. When everybody has long hair, the rebel cuts his hair short. When everybody talks during the lesson, the rebel does not say a word. When nobody talks during the lesson, the rebel creates a disturbance. You see two opposite things. Short hair, they will grow long hair. If you say long hair, they will grow short hair. If everyone is talking in the classroom, he will be quiet. If everyone is quiet in the classroom, he will create disturbance. When everybody wears a uniform, the rebel dresses in fantastic clothes. When everybody wears fantastic clothes, the rebel dresses soberly. Soberly means simply. In the company of dog lovers, the rebel expresses a preference for cats. If you say you love a dog, they will say they love cats. If you say that you love cat, they will say they love dogs. When everybody is praising the sun, the rebel marks on the need for rain. When everybody is greeting the rain, the rebel regrets the absence of sun. When everybody goes to the meeting, the rebel stays at home and reads a book. When everybody stays at home and reads a book, the rebel goes to the meeting. When everybody says yes please, the rebel says no thank you. When everybody says no thank you, the rebel says yes please. It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it very good to be one. See, children, what we need to understand from this poem is very important. Rebels should not be there in the negative sense. For example, if your school says that every student has to get their hair short, that doesn't mean that you will grow your hair and go in the assembly and teach others also to grow long hair. That is an act of indiscipline. That is an act uh, where you are trying to be disobedient. This is not a positive sign of being a rebel. Rebel means the rebels like our freedom fighters. When Britishers were trying to rule our country, then rebels rose out, they took birth, and they fought against the system and they gave India the freedom. Rebel says if a child is creating nuisance in the classroom, then everyone have to become rebels and they have to shut him down and say, no, you do not have any right to disturb the class. Who is a rebel? If someone is trying to beat you, if someone is trying to illegally beat you or make you do something which is not right, then you have to become a rebel and fight against the system. Rebel is just in this time of corona when the government is asking you to stay at home and people are going out, then we have to show them that they have to follow the lockdown. It means we have to get the qualities of a positive rebel. Rebel, that person who gives us positive qualities, who be a good example for the society. If someone is throwing garbage on the floor, then become a rebel and ask him to pick the garbage. Right? Don't be a coward, be a rebel. Be a rebel to bring a positive change in the society. Now, the poet of this poem is DJ Enright. I'll give you a brief understanding of this poet. This is a British Council website, and here you will see a biography of DJ Enright. He's a poet, novelist, critic, and translator. Dennis Joseph, the full form of DJ, Dennis Joseph Enright. He was born on 11 March 1920. He was educated at Leamington College and Downing College, Cambridge. He taught English in universities of Egypt, Japan, Berlin, Thailand, and Singapore. He was also the director of London Publishers. Now, there are some examples of poetry collections, The Laughing Hand and Other Poems, editions, Under the Circumstances, Poems in Prose. Right. Now, I would just like to read a critical perspective. For more than a half a century, a prominent man of letters and, in the fullest possible sense, a poet, novelist, anthologist, critic, and lecturer. He was an editor, publisher, children's author, and international teacher of English literature. The latter occupation is a key to his writing, which freely draws upon his time in Egypt, Japan, Germany, Thailand, and in Singapore, where he stayed for the decade 1960 to 70 as a professor of English. So we have seen all his life he has been a teacher, a professor of English. He was also a poet. He was a novelist. He has written poems, novels. He has been a lecturer. Memoirs of a Mendicant Professor, called one of the sharpest and funniest autobiographies of our time. So he was basically a person who was very talented, and especially in the field of English teaching he has done a lot. So you can go through this uh, biography and try to get some more out of his life, to get some more knowledge about his life. Here you can see Enright is the rarity among poets, one whose sense of fun always takes precedence over pretension, though he fully and sympathetically reflects upon the people, cultures, and places encountered during his travels and teaching life. So all his experiences he has tried to put it into his writing. He is also hugely prolific. His collected poems and extends to over 500 pages. So I would really ask you to go through his biography, a small critical perspective. I'll provide a link of this in the video description. You can go through the link and read more about DJ Enright. All right. Uh, See, in this third paragraph, he mentioned he has also published fiction for what else in children, including academic year. So these are some more in detail things, but you should also have a brief information about the poet. So that was DJ Enright, Dennis Joseph Enright. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you understood the real meaning of being a rebel. Uh, I'll do the questions later on. Today, let's just finish it to the explanation. If you have any doubt, then you can send it to me. And please subscribe to the channel English Unleashed. Thank you.